Hello, Damo Lonte. Tuna Australian Citizenship Booklet Part 3 The Government and the Law in Australia. Kumpi kilamdan le. Tu hun law tema. En suk de hiang. How do I have my say? Jimo hitinga. Voting jina tulu ne wakang yusan. As an outlaw in Part 2 in Australia, citizenship age overuse and overmass enrolled to vote in federal and state and territory elections and referenda on constitutional change. Maya Part 2 sunga bangen yam jile citizenship solo giat tung siate na jimo federal le state territory kitel na le referendum akichi constitution akilai ding changa referendum vote te a jimo I vote te na ding na enroll ding hiang jima enroll ko I vote na de enroll ko in Australia parliamentary democracy jima Australia parliamentary democracy jima tua system citizens have a say on how Australia is governed by voting for persons to represent them in parliament jima parliament na tang ding tang mi I vote na hang na jima te na jima Australia ko jida na Australia kyu na songa zong akihel hi jima if you are not correctly enrolled you are not able to vote in an election jima aman taga enroll ko ma enroll ding na vote na ding enroll ko I vote hoi taga aman taga enroll ke le vote lo yang jima voting is compulsory in Australia election jima Australian kitel na te vote Japan compulsory vote lo phamo hi lo phamo tho khari and if their reference are on constitutional change ma constitutional chi khanu pati por khat like ding o ma le ma to I like ding chena referendum chena to vote to te jang vote ko ma The Australian Electoral Commission's AEC is a Commonwealth agency responsible for conducting federal elections and referendums and maintaining the Commonwealth electoral rules. He Australian Electoral Commission's AEC te na jima vote to kisai me de federal elections in gambup kitel na le referendum constitution like na vote na te ya ma amau pen vote sim dinga tawan ne ma maintaining the Commonwealth electoral rules changa kitel na ayat kot anene me om te ma to te amau to te tawan ne ma to te ne AEC is independent of government AEC pen kumpi to kisai hello ama pen atuam din kumpi khadi chima political party or people in the government cannot influence the decisions of AEC. Australian Electoral Commissions they can set na pen jema kumpi sungana sem te le political party te na huzap nei thelo hi jema ama we can set na pen. In Australia, voting in an election is by a secret ballot jema Australia vote pen jema secret ballot kichi na to secret ballot bang yam chile hian na you are free and safe to vote any candidate me candidate na me kong lui te nang ot bang nang vote he chi ma no one is allowed to know whom you have to vote for unless you choose to tell them nang na gen ke buang le kwa man nang kwa vote chi ben kwa man thei ko se lo hi chi ma If you do not vote in elections and do not have a good reasons for not voting, you may have to pay fine. Hi kitel na te ya na vote ke ya na vote lo na ahang akichian na gen te ke le you may have to pay fine. Fine tuak ding hi te hong ke gam ding ma sum. Compulsory voting is a ways to make sure that the people have a say in who will govern and represent them in parliament hibanga ana volo phamo akichi na pen mi khem pe na koida na kwen kumpi sem dinga ai kele kwa pen tang mia parliament sem pai ding chi bang che a say je ma people have a say and again hi hang je ma rising matter with your representative je ma na tha khana har pe thu har pe om tak che na je ma kumpi government policy te ma i dei lo ai jong I concern ma de to be ilung hi mo na te am jeng na a vote representative ma te tunga thu gen the hiang je amount te to ki contact the hiang je ma in this way, Australian can have a say in forming the law and policies of the government. Tua dani na jima kumpito kun te zong policy te pen Australia mi khem buena hi hoi sakeng hoi sai zong ma de tua te pen a vote te tunga kigen te hi jima. If a citizen tells his and her elected representative law needs to be changed, elected representatives should consider what has been suggested. Ma. To bangina tang mi te tunga ma de citizenship te na je mo lo khar pe khe ko hi chi again chang na je mo hi to te tang mi akite al te na je mo representative te na ngai sut ding thu khat hi je thu pi sang le parliament sunga thu song ding ma how did we establish our government of system je mo koi chi da na kumpi kilam je mo federation si tak chang na gambuk tak chang na gambuk after British settlements and before 1901 jema British de ong ki tua khit ma de ong tuan khit le ong tuan khit akipan tu khazakwa ma to ki ka sung teng pen jema Australia was made out of 6 separate government British colonies. Australia pen British colony kogena amale mau kyogena amhejima. Each colony had its own constitutions and law relating to defense, immigration, postage, trade and transport. Tua colony gok camp wina amau ading made amau ai tuam constitution ชีคันอุปดีและ law ใช่ไหมแต่ทุกคนแต่นี่นะใช่ไหมdefense ตัวกิจการกับและ immigration ลำไม่ได้ตัวกิจการ postage จังสาได้ลำตัวกิจการไม่ได้ trade and transport จังก็สิปัวกูตายองไว้ตัวกิจการไม่ได้ตัวแต่ตัวกิจการเป็นamount ทุกคนตัวมเจ็ดในเหตุใช่ไหม however these great difficulties between the two colonies ไอ้อย่างเงี้ยนะตัวเป็นทุกคนตัวมเจ็ดอันนี้นะฮะงี้นะใช่ไหมกรณีขัดเล็กขัดเกี่ยวกับนะแต่หำสักใช่ไหม For example, train transport between colonies was expensive and slow ใช่ไหมกูตายองไว้ลีจีละมาเป็นบางจากกรณีขัดเล็กขัดอากิกอมนะว่าเป็นมันแต่มีนักกิจการสักไว้ and first things the law across border was difficult กำกีเตะส่งไม่ได้กำกีทุกคนเตะส่งเป็นบางสิ่งให้ได้ทุกคนตัวนี้จังหำซ้ำThe separate colony also had weak system of defense กากับลำตุกิเซส่งเป็นอามาตัวมดินเจริญจังถ้าเขาโซโลมั้ง As a result, people wanted to unite the colonies to form a single nations ที่มาตัวหางเงินตัวแต่หางเงินนะใช่ไหมที่ colony เตนะกำขดาดินดิ่งเป็นองลงกุลหิใช่ไหม More importantly, Australian national identity was beginning to form ใช่ไหมตัวบางมันนะอัตุปีเป็นนะเฮียออสเตรเลียในกำมีหินะขัดเป็นองเปียงเฮียหิใช่ไหม Sporting team were representing Australia internationally and Australian culture was developing in popular song, poem and story นะใช่ไหมแต่กำขัดหินาโตกำดังอะไม่ได้ internationally ต้องบุปเป็นกีบอลทีมสปอร์ติ้งทีมจะได้กีมอนาลาไม่ส่งมั้ง culture ละไม่ส่งนะครับเป็นแบบมั้ง Uniting the nation was difficult but over time the idea of one Australian nation became reality ฮิบากีบอลข้อมากำคัดสวกดิ่งจีเป็นจิมฮัมซานะเซบขัดฮินาปีนะจิมไอ้ยังไงนะองเปียงตะตะฮีจิม On January 1, 1901, the colony were united into the Federation of States called the Commonwealth of Australia ใช่ไหมตอนนี้ข้านี่ขัดตัวขัดจักวาขัดก็ไม่นะใช่ไหมฮีคอลนีแต่งแคมป์เป็นใช่ไหม Federation State ใช่นะ Commonwealth of Australia ใช่นะกำขัดอีน้องเดียงเขียวฮีใช่ไหม Australian Constitutions The Commonwealth of Australia Constitutions Act 1900 ไอเกเล Australian Constitutions มาอากิจีตัวลายบูงาดมาชีขันอุปดีตัวกุมินตัวขัดจักวากุมินอาชีขันอุปดีงาดอุยมาตัวเป็นตัวลาย legal document that sets out the basic rule for the government of Australia Australia gambub kiuk na achi khan upadi ding na swai kai hi jima The Australian Constitution was originally passed as part of the British Acts of Parliament in 1900 tu khazakwa laina jima British Parliament panina jima the British Parliament kiuk zia te bang cha ki copy me de to dan lian in Australia Constitution ko Australia achi khan upadi jong ong ki a thi jima On January 1, 1901, the Australian constitutions came into effect and Australian colonies became one independent nations, the Commonwealth of Australia. To ai hi na nai tul khal zakwa en ongat khit ta ja tul khal zakwa le khat jan khani khat ni na to achi khan upadi teng pen into effective ma came into effective let to yang sang na Australia colony gok teng khem pen one independent nation ma de gam minam khat ina ong ding hi to pen Commonwealth of Australia ki chi ma The Australian Constitution established the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Australia Australia hi achi khan upadi in pen je bang ong bol hiam bang koi hiam sele Parliament of the Commonwealth of Australia che ma Parliament ong koyu to kicha consisting the House of Representatives to Parliament sunga House of Representatives le Senate ong ko ima House of Representatives pen lower house ina Senate pen upper house ma The constitution also established the High Court of Australia je hi achi khan upadi na bang koi la hiam chila High Court of Australia chi mane to het which has the ultimate power to apprise and interpret law of Australia je ma ultimate power je tak cha asang pen tu nei na bang lama nei ding hiam chile to apply and interpret the law ใช่ไหม law เป็นบางฮีเสีย again เจียนไม่ได้ดิ้งแหละใช่ไหมตัว apply จะจังอาจังแค่เดียวมาตัวดิ้งนะ high court เป็นทุนเนนะสังเป็นปียฮีใช่ไหม The Australian people can change the Australian constitution by voting a referendum ใช่ไหมก็ Australia constitution จะชี้ขันอุปดีเป็นอีเฮลนปาเลใช่ไหม referendum จีนะ vote ขัด vote คิดเป็นเด็กมาต่อเป็น Australian มีปีแต่นะ citizenship แต่นะ voting such as the 1967 referendum where more than 90% of Australian vote yes to allow Aboriginal people to be counted in the census ใช่ไหมตัวบางไม่นะ Australia 1901มาแต่ตัวเขาจะกว่าขัดกูมากำขัดอังดินว่าเป็นที่ Australia Constitution ชี้ขันอุปดีสงะ Aboriginal แต่เป็นกิซิมฮัลโหลมาตัวไอ้มันนี่นะตัวเขาจะกว่าสองกุลสกิกูไม่นะตัว Constitution ที่ชี้ขันอุปดีเป็นไหลหนวมหวยมันนี่นะไม่แต่ Aboriginal แต่จงกิเฮลสักดิ้งจีทุกคนไหลหนวมหวยมันนี่นะจีไม่ปีแต่บอกสักนะ90%นี่นะไม่ได้จะมีจะสอมกว่าบางนะ yes จีไม่ได้ yes จีนะว่าโอ้ยตัวให้มันนะเอาตัวกิปันไม่ได้1967จีนะทุกคนจะกว่าสอมกุลสกิกิปันนี่นะ Aboriginal แต่เป็น Australia census สงะองกิเฮลมามิลิปซิมนะสงกิเฮลปันต่อเป็น1967 referendum กี่ใช่ไหม In a referendum there needs to be a double majority มั้ยฮี referendum ว่าเป็นmajority majority ตามโซทุกิมนะไปคิดตัวนั้นเลยนะใช่ไหม double ฮีก่อนมาอาจารย์นี่ in ทุกิมก่อนฮีใช่ไหม Australian Constitution อาชีพขันอุปดีอากิเขลนั่นเองนะใช่ไหม referendum ว่าอาจารย์นี่บางอย่างทุกิมกูเฮจิมา that is both the majority of voter in a major of the state and majority of voter across the nations must vote for the change ใช่ไหมแต่บางอย่างที่อาชีพขันอุปดีอาเขลนั่นเองนะ constitution อาเขลนั่นเองนะmajority of state atam zo ina atukim kul to kitak changena Australia citizens a vote hem pe atam zo en zo atukim kul ma double ahi ko azani ahi ko how is the power of government control jema koi chidana um, kumpi ana ki control hem jema kumpi ana ki kilen jema Australia constitutions divides the power of government between the legislative parliament jema Australia achi khan upadi na jema to aji soina wa achi khan upadi aji soina bang kumpi power pen kumpi thune na pen jema thumin khen ma legislative jena parliament atu te ma to ki executive jena executive and prime minister le cabinet teng ma to ki judicial power jena judge taya tu ji te jena hi teng thumina power kumpi thune na ong hom ma hi ahom na hang pen jema to stop one person or group from holding all power jema mi khat be hai ke le group khadena power khem be alet lo na de ma to hanga hidana ana ahom he jema legislative power jema legislative power pen jema to make law law thak ball thema parliament has the power to make the change the law jema legislative te pen parliament dema parliament atute parliament upper house the lower house atute ina to te na to make and change the law pen to kun pen attack ball thei to ke chana light thei hi jema parliament is made of representative who elected by the people of Australia hi parliament ko sal hete pen Australia mi pi te tel hi ding ma tel executive power chi le na ya power ni na ma khat le executive power pen the power to put the law into practice ma amao pen hi executive power ten pen law pen ball the lo lai the lo ma ha nga ya tenga let tu ya azang ding de ma ta pen hi executives sunga kwateng ki hayam chele the prime minister ma prime minister jong ki hel ta ki chang Australian government minister to head the governor general ma ina to hi minister te le pen responsible for the government department ma minister hi Australian government minister ichi te pen ma kumpi department tom alen te hi ma the governor general le pen head of state ma de Queen Elizabeth ku sa pyu te ma ta de ki chi to teng ina executive power landing hi ma ta judicial power landing te pen judge have the power to interpret the law and apply ma amao pen to interpret the law and apply the law chi tak chang pen law bang hiam cha again chen ki le law apal sat te dan pia ma to adan de mo cha mat court and judges are independent of parliament and government hi court te le pen hi atunga parliament te to parliament le kumpi te ki bang lo ma atuam din this power are written into the Australian constitution hi power thum aki hom de ben jema Australia achi khan upadi songa akia de hi jema who is the head of state jema na kwa pen is state e makahiam jema Australia head of state is Queen of Australia head of state pen Queen of Australia hi jema Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth ni nama the Queen of Australia appoint Governor General to ne dena Governor General te pen atunga Governor General te ma Governor General te pen Queen ina tel ma Queen in there as her representative in Australia jema Australia Queen ben ngomzo omloi mana ama tang meeting Australia aman Governor General chen ong tel ma on advice from the Australian Prime Minister na kwatel ding chi pen advice pi ma the Governor General acts independently of all political parties chinop changa hi Governor General Queen representative te na chima political hi nanga yi party te to kiso khalo mo ki gom khalo na atuam din kumpi hi chima the Queen does not have a day-to-day role in government chinap chak changa nisima Queen ina bang cha nasep nei lo mo. In each state, there is a governor who represents the Queen in a role that is similar to Governor General. State camp wa state camp wa Queen zo amai represent amai tang mi nei na ji to te pen governor ke ma ina Governor General ji tak changa gambup Queen representative hina governor ji tak changa state camp wa Queen representative te ma state camp wa Queen representative te pen governor ke ji gambup Australia head of state gambup Australia head of state Queen representative pen governor general ke ji ma constitutional monarchy ji ma akhang a kiuk na chi khan upadi to pen Australian in nei hi ji ma ya to pen Queen tung pana which mean that the Queen is Australia head of state Australia makai pi pen Queen but has to act in accordance with the constitution aya ama dei banga aman uk thailo constitution achi khan upadi to ki zo ya aman na sem thei bek as the Queen does not live in Australia her power are delegated to the Governor General in Australia Queen pen Australia ngom lo hai manina chima ama I thune na te pen chima Governor General tunga ma Australia's system of parliamentary democracy reflect British and North American traditions combined. Australia kiuk na parliamentary democracy chi pen British te kiuk na le North America te kiuk na ania ki gom hom hi in a way that is unique Australian. Akibang lo unique ma atuam ngiat kiuk na hi in Australian system the leader of the Australian government is the prime minister leader of Australia government pen prime minister ayang hitanga head of state pen Queen Elizabeth II the role of the governor general pen Queen a representative head of state The Governor General is not part of the government and must remain neutral. Chitak chengna hi Governor General te na jima government kumpi nasem etele political party te to kiso khalomo ina gup tom pai tom nei lo ama pen neutral ma neutral chitak chenga gup tom pai tom nei lo alai jangam to party te gum chi bom lo Governor General role includes hi Governor General te I sep ding teng pen bang hiam chile namat khanna signing a bill passed by the Australian Parliament into a law this is called royal assent Australian law parliament panina a pass sao mo athukim law dinga athukim teu pen hi Governor General tena sign to na to pen royal assent ke to sign to khitak cha law ta tak piang pan ma performing ceremonial duty chitak changa hi Australian day ceremony chit khom ma poi te khong pen amau makai ma approving the appointment of Australian government and its minister federal judge and other officials hi adang official zoom na sem de federal judge ma de taya tu chi gambup taya tu chi tele it minister department of the land de le Australian compete pen approve ma de approve starting the process for federal election federal gambup kitel na om ding achi tak chen amau ben makai starting ja 2 pm kipan da ding chi dana acting as a commander-in-chief of the Australian Defence Force he Governor General Queen Representative tena pen bang commander-in-chief galkap budana omuma galkap te thupia comment bia so again dana gam khat do ding hi Governor General tena galkap te tunga comment bia ma ta ja thu nei ma hi Governor General te Governor General also has a special power known as a reserve power hi Governor General tena special power china reserve power khat nei pangon cha ki jang de hiam chile chima kedana Australia kumpi bang boy dina au ding om lo ding to muna kumpi bang om kele hi Governor General ten ok ding ma gendana tu tak bang ko ma men on lai le nuk te organization ko mam loi changa to hun lai tak pen hi governor general te na power land ma chidan who are some of Australia leaders Australia gamma makai te ma head of state pen Queen of Australia ma Queen of Elizabeth Governor General pen representative of the head of state in Australia head of state pen Queen changa Governor General pen Queen e representative te ma tang mi te Governor pen Queen e representative hi na ayanga state am te ma state am te China Prime Minister, the leader of Australia government ma Premier pen state government de Premier ke ji the China Chief Minister de pen territory government de ma Chief Minister China government minister de le pen member of parliament chosen by a government leaders to be responsible for an area of government ma kumpi department tom alen dinga member of parliament member de lakpan aketel khade ma in gandanan party azo party tena amau kumpi department alen dinga amau party songpan mi kitel mo gendana sum campaigning chi foreign minister ding chi atom amau kitel to te pen government minister ke chi ma responsible for an area of government such a member of parliament MP ma MP te pen elected representative of the people in the Australian parliament and state parliament state parliament le Australia parliament na mi pi te ko sa pyu te ma MP to ben MP ke je senator ji tak changa athel lot do ma athel lot do he ben out lot do ata te he ben athel lot do ata te ben an elected representative of state and all territory in Australian parliament hina amao ben state ko sa pyu state le territory ko sa pyu hina state khat pana mi som le mi ni ta ke te ma ta ke territory pana territory khat pana mini da ke to pe athel da ke tu kchengena mayor or shy president the leader of local government te ben mayor I get a shy president ke the council te ben elected member of local council pana ke te al te ma okay how is Australian government ko chana Australia ki uk ma Australian government hi tenga number khanna hi Australian government pen federal government ki jong ki ma gambop kumpi to khete the commonwealth government jong ki ma Australian government the government is a member of Australian parliament and which is two house hi kumpi pen Australian parliament member that sungpana kumpi pen ki form ma kumpi ding ki form which is house of representative hi pen allow a house dong ke mo allow outlet da people house dong ke house of representative dong ke na the senate and a lot da mo upper house dong ke state house dong ke review house of review dong ke ma in federal elections Australian citizens vote to elect a representative to each house of parliament federal gambup kitel na Australian citizen te na jima hi house niya tu ding te pen vote hi jima tang meeting te pen vote hi okay then house of representative pen lower house ma tang house of representative other names for house of representative are the lower house ang the people house ang ma Australia is divided into federal electorate Australia pen the federal electorate tak china pen he house house of representative sunga tutna khat in a pen jema huam ne ma mi pong ne ne me ne kentena dikan huam ai jong kc huam chidana mau ne dikan huam sung pana mi khat ta ma de tang meeting mi pi na telin to azo te pen hi parliament house nga tu ma to ten tut na khat ne member of parliament MP represent the people in their electoral amawi ne ne mei chera ma amawi ne ne mei mi pi te ko sa de nga parliament sunga tu The number of MP for each state and territory is based on the number of people in each territory. He member of parliament sunga mi atuding za pen chimo bang to kite hiam chele bang to king hiam chele number of people in this mi atam le anene me khan mo electorate khan chidan troy tak pen member of parliament sunga mi za mi som nga house of representatives sunga he Member of Parliament and Senator debates proposals for new law in Australian Parliament. He sent member of Parliament he attended the Senate sunga tukun tak ong ki su tuan te pen amau ben hoi mo hoi lo chi pen ki debate yu hi The role of the House of Representatives to consider, debate, and vote on proposals for new law and change the law and discuss matter of national importance. He member of Parliament, House of Representatives sunga today na jema law tak khung ding mo koi lo ding chi ngai sun ai kele debate mo kini alo to ke changa vote mo thukim no chi to law lai ding mo law thak koi ding mo chi bang ma to te kini ale na ki khen sa do mo to le Paul khat athupi te jong ki kom mo kitchen Senate ti le cha thadla da mo thadla da the Senate is the other house in the parliament Australian parliament the Senate is sometimes called upper house ma upper house of review jong ki the state house jong ki voter from each state also elect senator to represent them in the Senate state can vote then song he house Senate song atuding amawi tang meeting tel mo all states are equally represented in the Senate regardless of their size and proposition. Chinom na state le territory te na jemo akikima tel mo kentenan Victoria mi atam zo hang amau sidenga atuding pen state khat pana mi som le mi ni ta bek tel mo. There are total number of 76 senator to tak pen he senator upper house mi som se le mi gum each state elect towards select state came buna state khatta jangana mi som le ni ta tel to hit le Australia Capital Territory and Northern Territory elect two senator each jima Australia Capital Territory le Northern Territory te na mi ni ta tel mo hi senate sunga to ding Senate also consider, debate, and vote on a new law or change to the law and discuss matter of national importance. He Senate sung atu ten zong bangsi law tak ong kisutun teben ngai sun mo debate tak vote law tak bol de mo ke law om sa khel de mo chi to te mo to khiching na discuss a matter of national importance. He combine the kisai to people khatte zong ke ko mo hi chi mo The state and territorial government hi atua dena atunga pen Australian government mo gambup kumpi tun yet ding pen ya state and territorial government state that territory kumpi tema There are 6 state and 2 mainland territory in Australia Australia state gukle 2 mainland territory territory ni each state government has its own parliament and constitutions state can bewina amawi parliament le chikan upadi amawi dom chikan upadi nature hi state and territory government are based in their capacities state government le territory compete pen a capital city sungwa hi the leader of the state government is the premier and the leader of territorial government is the chief minister State government they pen premier kichina jema territory government they pen chief minister kichima State government operate in a similar ways to Australian government jema I think achinam na hi state compete in jema Australia government gambup compete akibang ina ma oko hi jema akibang kichinam da cha thukhun kibang hiu sak ma In each state, a governor represents the Queen of Australia. State khat jada jema governor te na jema Queen of Australia tang mi nam hi chima in Northern Territory chima hi Queen Northern ayang in a Northern Territory ama an administrator is appointed by the Governor General. Governor General pen gambu Queen head of state ma Queen representative toina administrator ding ko hi chim administrator chi chang ina chima administrator chi chang na hi state Queen represent hi Queen akusa piu hi governor te to akibang ma kibang I mean lo dan kibang lo back state and governor chin ayang Northern Territory in pen administrator chi hello ma ayang hi administrator hi tale governor in Queen pen represent ma state te ayang gambup I adia pen gambup I Queen representative pen governor general kitema general governor general kite state have right recognized by constitution while territory do not. State have the power to pass the law in their own right while self-governing territory law can be altered or revoked by Australian government at any time. Achinom na hitinga Australia constitution in mede Australia Gambup constitution in tukuna bol te pen state te na jima have a right to recognize as a date wala sang te ma anga territory in Benbel daily day lo kisai lo mede state have the power to pass the law in their own right state te na jima to tukun te pen amai mun chia da au le sang te ma ayanga territory government territory kumpi na pen territory te abang siya where a government territory or law can be altered up territory te tuhun te pen jima Australia kumpi gambup kumpi na jima light he agele piat te ma ahun zoya old hununa light he in state and territory election, Australian citizens vote to elect representative for the area. These representatives become member of the relevant state and state territory. State territory kitel na te citizenship te na amawi mun chat ading tang mi voting ma. Local government na tunde na ya Australia Gambup government takitsing na ya state territory government ma state territory kumpi takitsing local government ma hi local government te pen hi state and territory government hi state and territory government te pen local government ki khwai lai ma state and northern territory are divided into local government area which may be called city shire town and municipalities ma and northern territory state pen local government ki khwai so lai ma each area has its own local council tua ki khwai son te na amao anwaya local council chin anwaya nei lai ma council area chin nei lai council then pen planning delivering service to their local community citizens in this local area vote to elect their local council citizenship then local council ya to ding te jang fo ma local council then na bang chim planning and delivering service to the local community mi pi te kisop na ne ma delivering service changa mi pi te to na sem khom what do the three level of government do to hi kumpi centum level thum then bang sem hiam jima the main difference between three level government is that all the some response may overlap generally each level of government provide different service jima ina yet amasapena hi level thum then amao sep jarama kedanan hi Australia government is responsible for Australia kumpi gambup kumpi na chima bang tawan la hiam je taxation jima tax to kisai to kicha national economics management gambup sipwai to kisai kutang yang wai to kisai immigration le citizenship to kisai pen gambup kumpin la tawan la ma employment assistance khong nasep te hu na ma postal service chinga post ma sadai so the communications network kizop na setwai chitanga mobile network te ma mobile network te social security chi nga ya centraling pension family support chi te ma ta te pen Australia kumpi gambup kumpi da wala defense gal kap to ki sai trade and commerce sipoi ma airport and air safety ki changa van leng lam to ki sai ma chang foreign affair gam dang to ki zop na to ki sai to teng pen hi tawan alien zeu teng pen hi gambup kumpi na tawan lama to ki changa state and territory government are primary responsible state le territory kumpi te na bang tawan la yam chile hospital and health service ma sorry hospital za to le chan mai lam to ki sai school sang mo university te road and railway lampi le meileng te forestry gam lak ma singkung te protect ki changena police and ambulance service palik le ya luna ten ka te po ma cha public transport meileng bus te ma ta te pen ya state kumpi le territory kumpi te na tawana cha local government jila le na local government pen Australia capital territory om lo changa Australia capital territory government ki chi ma ta local government te na bang tawan ne hem chila street signs and lampi signboard cha traffic control changa mi point te ma local roads changa lam neo de footpath khe to paina bridge lay the drains changa jimyang te homa park chi khang playground na bang ki mon swimming pool changa tuipe na sport ground ki mon na chi te ma camping ground camp paina caravan park namon food and meat inspection jena ya an site te bang ma chidam hoi ma chidam lo hoi lo chi asit te ma to pen local government te noise and animal control chi changa gam lum le ya an kan hing to ki sai te ma rubbish collection nin apai te pen local government ma to ki chena local library le hor chi khong community center chi te pen a hi local government ten tawan la ma changa setting child care le age care te por ma piatana te por ma hi local government in ha len building permit in lam nom te di permit is chang local government te king akisia ma state government te ki sai lo ki chang social planning social te ki sai local environment is hi kim le pam piatana te ma bang le pam piatana ta te local government te ki puang ma ta ten tawan la okay what role do political party plays in the way Australia is governed political party is a group of people who share similar idea political na ngai party chi te pen jima amao idea wa ki bang ki por khom te hi jima koidana gam ok ding chia ki por khom te hi jima they work together to have a party ideas to turn into the law jima amao idea te pen law swak sak ma de the main political party in Australia are Austria sunga na ngai party alien Liberal Party chima Liberal Party te takchanga Labor Party te Australia Labor Party te takchanga National Party te takchanga Green Party te ma most parliamentary belong to parties but some do not belong to any political party they are called independent chima ina parliamenta atute po atamzo na chima na ngai party ki hello mo aya por khatte ki hello mo ya do not belong to any party mi khona aveka ki hela parliament to take him political na ngai party ki hel hi ong chile to ben khel mo por khat ben ki hello na independent amma in Australia people are free to join a political party if they choose na ngai party te join up lan ki join thi how is Australian government formed ko chida na kumpi ding ki tel mo after federal elections election kamup ki tel changena Australian government is generally formed by the party or coalitions of party with the majority member of House of Representative House of Representative Parliament panina jima atute lak panina party atamzo party ami tamzo tema ami tamzo party te na chima kumpi phani khatwe cha coalition party china ya a party as Zomi alom kele pen party khalani ki ko muen to pen kumpi puanuma. The leader of this party become the leader of the Australian government, prime minister. Tua azo party te I makai pa pen jema prime minister swama. After federal elections, KTLP hitak chingna the party or coalition party with the second largest number of members, second largest ma atampen ni na te so ma azau te hello na atampen ni na te pen chima ama opposition ke chima alang pang de ke to amakai pa pen the leader of opposition party ke chima. The prime minister recommend member of House representative and senator to become minister in Australian government chima. Prime minister pa na chima amai party sung pa ni na chima. Senator le House of Representative atu amai party sung pan ma de mi tere na minister ding te ma minister ji pen government department tom asem ding te ma Governor General approved the appointment of Prime Minister and Minister to teng pa na atel khitak cha Governor General hi Queen Representative na to approve ma to Prime Minister le Minister ding te approve na ne. Government minister are responsible for any area of government core portfolio. Government minister te pen amao pen kumpi na sem department top na sem te hidden portfolio such as employment, indigenous affairs, all the treasurer sum camp bidding indigenous affairs department top landing amao kitel mo te pen government minister Minister with the most important portfolio make up the cabinet to a minister le portfolio then cabinet meeting cabinet point what is the key decisions making body of government kumpi khensan na mo to te ball mo khensan na to khan pe om ja to khensan na to khensa do how are law made ma koi chida na Australia to khun thakki ball yam je ma Australia Parliament has the power to make change the law in Australia to benefit the nation. Australia Parliament ban amau law bolte law light ma. If a member of Australian Parliament proposes to introduce a new law or change an existing one, Australia Parliament sunga law attack khat ai jong aumsa khat light ding chi akigena akisu to na le tua proposals to akisu to pen bill chi na kisami chi bill ma. The House of Representatives and the Senate consider and debate and vote on whether they agree the bill. House of Representatives lower house then tua law thak ai jong law khel ni jong to akip su tuan pen de taka ki debate a pass ale Senate ki puak ma athet lo do ki kum le ki debate to athet lo do pan a pass le ale chema to bill pen ma to bill pen a pass wale chema vote to a le chem if the majority of member in each house parliament agree to bill ma ani to a pass wale it goes to governor general kyang ke pai pi ma to law pen to ke changa atom na governor general na to new law ke bill pen sign na so it becomes law to he governor general in a sign a to khete law gambup thukun swak hi ji to pen royal extent ge ma. State and territorial parliament make their own law in similar way. State le territorial parliament ten zong hidan maina law thak te bol hi ji ma. High courts the law are enforced. How the law are enforced? Ko chidan in law de gizang yam ji ma. The court in Australia are independent. Court the ban independent hi ji ma amao tuam din. A court will decide if a person has or has not broken the law and decide the penalty. Court te na ji ma mi khat pe wina thukun zui mo zui lo chi pen khen sa na ji ma dan thuak ding le thuak lo ding te khen sa hi court can only base on the decision evidence before them. Court then evidence based chi tak chang pen base their decision on evidence me tet ti athau tha tong ton thu khan sa ma. Judge and magistrate judge le magistrate court te ma judge and magistrate is the highest authority in a court amount and to name and he chimo judge le magistrate they are independent and no one can tell them what to decide amount ten accept naเป็น common jan pe thelo ma amountเป็นตัวมดิน judge and magistrate are appointed by the government kumpi na judge le magistrate ding te ya tu chi le magistrate ding te pen khan ma tawan pe I hang but the government cannot take their job away if it disagree with their decisions I hang he judge le magistrate te na kumpi te date banga thu khen sat ke wala he kumpi ten pen anasep pana khol sak thai ton lo hi jema jury tai khan te ma in Australia court system people consider innocent until they are found guilty in a court jema Australia jema court pana mo hi te ong ki chi ma teng pen kwama ai siang tho hiang jema mo lo kwama mo lo every person has the right to represented by a lawyer in court mi khem pe wina lawyer ne tema a court will use a jury in some cases to decide a person has broken the law a court in he jury te pen 30 atetti te ma atetti te zang hi chima pas mi khat pe pwina to khon zui ma zui lo che the role of jury is to decide if a in court if a person is innocent or guilty hi jury te tawan in pen chima tetti te ma mi kharina to khon pa san ma pal sal lo chi pen ama ina sep ma a jury is a group of ordinary Australian citizens randomly chosen by the general populations male chi tak cha citizens te lakpana rana akiman hiding ma hit that te pen judge explain the law to a jury taya tu ji te na hi jury akichi tetti te kya thu khun koi dan hiam chi pen sien pya deng ma in the criminal trial and the jury find a person guilty the judge decide the penalty hibanga ma criminal trial je tak changa mi mo kharam le ma jury in je ma mi mo le mo lo chi zong le ma to ke changa mo hi a chi le ta ya tu chi na adan deng pe deng ma the police maintain peace and order in community police then up and ma community songa ning chayam na dena na sem it is their job to protect life and property amao na se pen nun tak na le in le lo te kem ching ding chi chima they are independent of the government ama pen compete ki sai lo independent ma to am den if the police believe someone has broken the law they can arrest them and bring to the court of law chima mi khat wen thu kon pa sari chi op mo le palik te na chima khoda to no to pa tun ni the police may keep evidence in the court but the court decide if a person is guilty or not chima palik te na amao tetti athau atha to khoda to nu to pa pen puak ding na a hanga khot te na to nu to pa mo hi mo lo hi chi pen khen sat ki ding hi chi ma palik te na mi mo le mo lo pen khen sat lo mo au mo te pen khoda puak be ma the state and northern territory have their own police force he state guk te le northern territory te na amawi palik chen nei ma amau ko pai plek chen nei they deal with the crime under state and territorial law amau state le territorial law to kizoya pen mi to sit ma Australia also has a national police force called Australian Federal Police chema Australian national gambo palik nahi chema to pen Australian Federal Police AFP ke chema hi AFP te na chema investigate crime against federal law gambo to khun te to kizoina mi mo lo chi sit hi chema mi ki lo te thu khen ma for example drug trafficking drug zuak te ma van kham zuak te crime against national security asukhat te se khong ma crime against the environment but when chen thi khai te ma ตัวเตเป็นฮี AFP เต็นตาวันละมั้งตัวก็ AFP ฮี Australia Federal Police เต็นเป็นใช่ไหม Capital Australian Capital Territory ส่งอามาGeneral Police เอามา General Police. The police and the community have a good relationship in Australia. You can report crime and seek assistance from your local police ใช่ไหม police เตะเล็กมีปีแต่เป็นrelationship คิดสบหนาหอยมามันในหิมันเนี่ยนะใช่ไหม and ก็แต่มีกิโลเอสหัวหน้าเงี้ยนะ local police เตะแกไปเด้งยังใช่ In Australia, it is a serious crime to bribe the police. It is a crime to even offer a bribe to the police officer. Police officer เตะตรงgold offer ไม่ได้เปียกซอไม่ตรง gold เปียกจีเป็นใช่ไหม serious crime ใช่ไหมอันนั้นใช่ไหมบางทีcrime จีตักใช่ไหมมีกิโลกี่ส่วนที่ใช่ไหมมีกิโลกี่ฮีใช่ criminal offense in Australia ใช่ไหม criminal offense in Australiaมีกิโลฮีนะมัน it is important for you to be familiar with the law in Australia ใช่ไหมตัวเองมันเนี่ยนะใช่ไหม Australia law ที่ดิ้งเป็นทุกปีมาฮีใช่ไหมบางแห่งจะเลยใช่ไหม if you break in Australia that you did not know about you could be charged as not knowing the law is not excuse ใช่ไหมนั่นที่เรา law ขัดเป็นใช่ไหมน่าเป้าสาระเลยใช่ไหมองค์เกมาสักตัวเราเด้งฮีใช่ไหม as not knowing the law is not excuse law ทุกคนที่เราจีบังเป็นเกมาสักเรามั้งทุกคนที่เราจีบังกิงอาเราSome of the most serious crimes include murder, assault, sexual assault, violence against people and property, armed robbery, or theft, having sexual relations with children or young people who are aged below the legal age of consent, dangerous driving of motor car, possession of illegal drug and fraud. Serious crime, migilo iso ana pen bang teng hiam jele murder mitha ana assault mi social na maมีหมอสัก sexual assault ใช่ไหม sexual assault นู่นเลยป่าจะหมอลำตัวก็ psycho violence อาจารย์เพ็ดมู against people and property มั้งมีตรงเหตุอะไรวันตรงอินตรงไอ้สองอาจารย์เพ็ดมั้ง armed robbery ดำยาไตนะ thief กูต่างนะ having sexual relation with children นาวปังกุมจึงนะแล้วแต่ต่อนู่นเลยป่าหมอนะบอลนะนู่นเลยป่ากิจบนะบอลนะ below the legal age consent มั้งกลุ่มเจียงตันศาสตร์กลุ่มเจียงตันอินไว้แต่ต่อมานู่นเลยป่าหมอนะบอลนะ dangerous driving of motor car ใช่มอเตอร์อลาวไว้ฮอลนะมา possessions of illegal drug ไต้หวันเราสตุยแต่ในนะและ fraud จวกแคมนะมาแต่เป็น serious crime มาที่ไหนส่วนมา everyone has the right to experience positive and safe relations with their family and friends loved ones ใช่ไหมมีแค่แบบเป็นใช่ไหม positive ก็มีนวดาแหละใช่ไหมpeaceful ก็มีนวดาแหละ safe relationships ใช่นะอันเดียวมันรู้มาเล่าหัวมันรู้แต่ก็คิดสบนะไม่ได้อินควันปีเตยล้อมเตยหายเตตัวเก่งเตะก็เล่าหายแต่ก็คิดสบจริงเป็นใช่ไหมKisopding, he, as in other country, violence toward another person is illegal in Australia and a very serious crime. Midang tunga pen, a chen pet mu pen, Australia sunga gamdanga ma bangena, Australia sunga Taiwan lo hi jema, to pen serious crime, migilo ma hi na, khat hi jema. This include violence with the whom within marriage, tua laka jema violence within the home in sunga achian phetma within the marriage no paka lai jong no paka domestic violence family violence ki jema ta ben domestic violence include the behavior or trait that aims to control a partner by causing fear or threatening their safety jema domestic violence ji pen lom nui lom pa te lao sak ma da fear threatening thom bao ma da to te jong pa ma to ke domestic family violence can include hitting sat ki was isolating a family member from friends changa tua mom sak ma tua mom sak chi ta khong midang de ki khol sak the lo chan cha treating children or pets ma now pang te lao thong sak ai chale hi we zong yaw chi tem da pet te zong to te dong pa ma domestic and violent family violence is not accept and is against the law hi in kwan song family violence chan phet mu te pen Australia law to ki tuak lo hi a person who commit this crime can go to jail hi banga agam ta te pen jail ma de thong song thong get hi whether they are a man or woman no me hi dale pasal ta ma no one should accept being treated badly or harm kwa ma pen seria kinong kai sak ma de ki badly treated tak changa pen chan tan ta ki set san loading ma traffic offense road and traffic rules are controlled by state and territorial government changa road lampi le traffic lampi rule te ma de ta te pen jema state government then a control ma de people can be fined or sent to prisons if they break traffic law lampi to hun te pen ni parsara le thongang ki te hi to try a crime in Australia sunga moto I hol the na you must have a local driving license and the car must be registered local ayom na state day driving license le chimo moto pen register ham tang de hi everyone traveling in the car must wear a seatbelt more tung atuang camp then a seat belt boarding he baby and young children must be in approved car seat ma now pang de le now ngek te pen jema now pang de tut na ding a ki koi tua te tu sak ding yang jema traffic law are very strict lampi thukun te pen strict ma hi man na it is illegal to drive after taking drug or if you are above the alcohol limit zu don za ding limit sang atam zo ma de blood alcohol season sunga zu om za ma de to te amai limit za sang atam zo le chima trekking drug za tui zang kom sai na chima motor hol pen taiwan lo hi che it is also against the law to use handheld mobile device while driving chima motor hol lai da gina phone at com pen ทุกคนต่อกิตัวเราเห็นใช่ไหมลงได้ไหมพาร์ท4กิมกินี่แหละ